Hello friends, welcome to the MOOC course on Buddhist tourism. I am Dr. Anand Singh from Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar Central University, Lucknow. Today we are going to talk about Vaishali. After watching this video, you will come to know that how Vaishali is developed as one of the 8 most important places in Buddhism, and the remains of monuments, stupas, pillar of Ashoka give us vibrancy of Buddhism that lasted more than 1000 years in the Vaishali. When you talk about the course, Vaishali is a modern district of Bihar. It is situated on the bank of river Ganga. Traditionally, it is believed that Vaishali was founded by King Vaishalika or Vishala in the epic period. Its origin is pre-Buddhistic and believed that a clan of the Ikshvakus founded this dynasty. The epic and Puranas mention that Nabhaga and Sumati as a king of Vaishali. Sumati was contemporary to the Rama, the king of Ayodhya. In the 6th century BCE, Vaishali was the capital of the Vajra Sangha and one of the 16 Mahajanpadas ruling in the different parts of the Indian subcontinent. The Vajra Sangha was a confederacy of 8 ganas or republics, Attakulas, and the Likshavis, Janatrikas, Videhas, etc. were the most influential sanghas among them. Likshavis were situated in and around the modern district of Vaishali, Hajipur and Muzaffarpur region. In fact, their capital Vaishali was considered as the capital of the whole Vajji Sangha. The Janatrikas were a very small Gana situated in the Kundagram region of the Vaishali, and it became very renowned because the Mahavira, the 24th Tirthankar, took birth here. The Videhas were centered around in Nepal-Bihar border and became well known because of King Janaka, one of their greatest philosopher kings of the India who ruled from this place. Likshavi were one of the most powerful ruling kingdoms during the 6th century BCE. They had a matrimonial alliance with the great Haryak dynasty of the Magadh, as one of the very princes, Chelana, was married to the king of Bimbisara, and they followed the republic model of administration, and their decision was based on either consensus or majority. Buddhist literature informed that the Vajis were ruled by 7,707 kings during the period of the Buddha. The influence of the Vajis declined when Ajatashatru became the king of Magadha. His minister Vasakara hatched a conspiracy to break the unity of the Likshavis, and after that Ajatashatru invaded Vaishali and annexed it into the Magadha Empire. The political influence of Likshavis was revived probably again after decline of the Shungas and Kushanas in the Magadha. The dynasty of the Likshavis and their capital Vaishali became part of the Gupta Empire when their only princess Kumar Devi was married to Chandragupta I. In the Gupta period, it was one of the important provinces of the Magadh and known as Tira Bhukti. Vaishali became prominent not only for political causes but also for religious development. It is a great center of Jainism since the 6th century BCE till today. The 24th Tirthankar Mahavir was born in the Kundagram and the Likshavis patronized Jainism. Veerpur in the Vaishali is linked to the birthplace of Lord Mahavir. An old idol of Lord Mahavira was discovered from Vaishali. The pond from where this image of the Mahavira was discovered is now known as Baman Pokhar. Later on, a temple was built and his idol was put in the temple. It is now marked as the birthplace of Mahavir, and information is inscribed that Mahavir was born here to the King Siddhartha and Queen Trishla. In the year 1956, the first president of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, visited and laid foundation stone for Mahavira Center for Research of Jainology and Prakrit Language. A museum has also been established at Vaishali dedicated to Jain artifacts and images discovered in and around Vaishali. On the occasion of Mahavira Jayanti, thousands of people used to assemble in large numbers to commemorate him. Vaishali also a popular seat of Buddhism. Here Siddhartha met Alara Kalama and spent some time with him. The Likshavis patronized the Buddha and his number of disciples. Some of the greatest happenings of early Buddhism were in Vaishali. Here the Buddha permitted the Sangha to form the Bhikshuni Sangha. The Buddha preached famous Ratan Sutra to ward off the epidemics, killing hundreds of people in the Vaishali. Many of important monks and nuns were converted to this place. Here the Buddha declared the time of his Mahaparinibbana. Vaishali was one of the 8 great places where the stupas were raised over body relics of the Buddha. The corporeal relics of Ananda were shared by the Likshavis and Ajatashatru, and they made the relic stupa of Ananda in Vaishali and Rajagriha respectively. The second Buddhist council was convened in the Vaishali. It is believed that certain Vinaya practices were compromised by the Vajjian monks. 100 years after the Buddha's Mahaparinibbana, these liberal interpretations of the Vinaya led to the second Buddhist council and is split in Buddhism into 2 sects, Sthavira and Mahasanghika. The council was patronized by the king Akalashoka and presided over either by monk Revata or the monk Sabbakami. The immediate cause for council was Dasavathuni, or 10 acts adopted by the Vajjian monks, like collection of gold and silvers, possession of salt, eating untimely or twice in a day. The monk Yasha, who was coming from Kaushambi, strongly objected these practices as these were not according to the Vinaya. The Vajjian monks did not listen to him and retaliated by imposing the act of reconciliation and the act of suspension on him. Yasha returned and paid a visit to Sambhuta Sanavasin in Mathura, who agreed that the 10 permissible deeds, Dasavathuni, are wrong. Yasha also consulted monks from Pava, Avanti, Deccan. They decided to consult the monk Revata, who was considered to be foremost in the Dhamma and Vinaya. When issue was put before him, he also agreed that they should question the Vajjiyans for deviation from the Vinaya. To oppose the Vajjian monks' liberal attitude and interpretation, Revata pleaded for the second council. He was supported by 700 Arahants from Kaushambi, Mathura, Ujjain and other places. The council could not resolve the issue, and the first schism occurred in the Buddhism in Vaishali, and the earliest seat of Mahasanghika was laid here. It is still the major attraction for the followers of the Mahayana. In the 19th century, archaeological exploration started in the Vaishali and many adjoining regions. The site was first surveyed by Gent Stephenson in 1834. He demarcates the remains into 2 groups, that is Basar and Bakra. On records of the Xuanzang, Alexander Cunningham identified both the region as ancient Vaishali. Bashar was first settlement of the region, and here multiple pieces of evidences of habitation are found. It was the first seat of the Likshavis. Bakra is chiefly a monastic site. In the period of Mahajanpada, this region might be on the outer skirt of the Vaishali. Here, early monastic activities in Vaishali region began, and the site was developed as a big cluster of Buddhism. It is possible that it was near the Mahavana, the great forest near the Vaishali. The excavation of different sites of the Vaishali began in 1903, 1904 and then 1913 to 1914 by Block and Spooner respectively. It was again excavated by Krishna Deva in 1950 and by K.P. Jaiswal Research Institute between 1957 to 61. The remains of the city and the Buddhist monuments have been discovered in the Basar, Bakhara, Kaluga, Bania, Chak Ramdas, Lalpura, Veerpur and other adjoining areas. The remains of the palaces, habitation, monasteries, stupas, fragments of NBPW, PGW, black and red ware and pieces of the jewellery, seals engraved with the name of the city were found from different strata of excavation. After that, many excavation and surveys have been done to preserve and identify the different strata of the sites. The settlement at Vaishali began around 800 BCE and continued up to the later Gupta period. The shirts of PGWB, the NBPW, the black and red ware suggest that it was well settled prior to the period of the second urbanization. The extensive mound of Basar consists of a fortified fort, brick stupas, and locally the fort is known as Raja Vishalka Garh. It was a residence of the kings. The remains of the structure show that four corner towers, a ditch surrounding the whole structure, are establishing here. The remains of the house structure have been excavated, and the antiquity of the structure goes back to 700 to 600 BCE, and it leaves no doubt that its structure was associated with the great Lichavi kings. The different level of excavation suggests that occupation of the site continued to the later Gupta period. It gives the linkage of the Lichavis with the Guptas. After the decline of the Guptas, their influence also ended.